Hey everybody, welcome to I'm Not Crying, You're Crying, the show about anything and everything because it's our show. I'm here with Juan.
Hey.
And Jay.
Hi guys.
And I'm Sean, and this is our theme music. Hey everybody, welcome. Don't forget to stay all the way to the end of the episode. We have another sketch for you guys. We worked really hard on it. It's a really good one. Enjoy. Hey everybody, welcome back to I'm Not Crying, You're Crying, episode number 4.
Season 2.
So, as we like to keep the scandal and intrigue going, as it turns out, Juan was not pregnant.
But I still haven't had my period, so I'm hoping. I'm hoping it was a false negative.
Well, I got a nosebleed earlier today, so I thought that was a sign that you weren't pregnant. So wait, is there still a possibility you could be pregnant?
Yes, there is.
Oh, man.
I still have to rewatch Junior to really understand that documentary of how I got pregnant and how I'm going to give birth.
Who do you think the father is?
God.
Oh, no.
I heard he has a track record of kind of like, not coming back. So, I feel like maybe you should prepare yourself for single motherhood.
What a holy vagina.
I mean, you just let him take you in your sleep, bro. That's some Bill Cosby level stuff right there.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
This episode turned dark rather quickly, man.
It's you. You did it. It's you.
Every time it's my fault. Yes, you're right.
Yes. Listen, you're the one that brought up, and I brought up scandal and intrigue, but you're the one that said that God had impregnated you.
I couldn't think of anybody else.
Yeah, we know you couldn't think. How? But it's one of your signature trademarks. It's why we love you.
Improvisation is not Juan's strong suit.
It's not. Hey, did you you know who's really good at improvisation, Juan? Conan O'Brien. He's great. You ever watch anything on Conan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually gone and seen him tape.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Dude, I love Conan.
Yeah. Admittedly, I don't really watch Conan. I only watched Conan that one time Jay sent the video over, and I laughed a lot. It made me want to watch Conan a lot more, if I'm being honest with you.
He's very funny. And
dude, Conan's dope,
and when
man.
Andy Richter came back, I loved it even more. He's not the strongest one, but I like him as a sidekick a lot.
I love Andy.
I remember Andy Richter had that TV show, which I thought was pretty funny.
Quintuplets?
No.
Andy Richter.
And Andy saves the universe?
Andy Richter saves the world.
Why do you get so angry when you're like, no, he did have a show called Quintuplets?
I thought that was Jen Gaffigan, but I could just be confusing all pudgy white guys. That could be.
Oh shit, you might be right.
That could be it.
I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Oh, you're gonna have to go to your source, the internet.
Yeah.
Speaking of the internet, and I realized I didn't ask you guys how your week's been. So Juan, he's busy Googling. Jay, how about you, man? How's your week's been?
It's been good, dude. Ever since that conversation we had about the show Recess, I've went back and watched the first 2 seasons of Recess, and dude, I love that show, man. It's great.
How many episodes per season?
So far there's 13 for the first 2 seasons. And then the 3rd season has like 39 episodes. There's like a big jump.
I have a very serious question. Since your mind is fresh on it, and Juan loved DJ Detweiler. How much of it did we get right? How much of it did we get right?
We didn't get any of it right.
Well, you know what? I guess we didn't really love that show. I guess we didn't really love it.
We said that TJ was king for a day. No, it was Gus. Gus was king for a day, and he was a dick. He sent everyone to prison. He like they had this jail for all the kids, and he sent everyone in that prison because he was king and he got power hungry.
Well, Gus comes from a military background. I mean, that makes sense in my personal opinion.
I forgot about Gus as a character. I really did.
You and everybody else,
dude. The show is really smart. There's 2 episodes I watched, and they both involve TJ. And one was they did this episode where these Mon stickers were the new currency at the school. And then TJ he didn't know about it because he was sick for like a whole week, and he came back, and then there was this currency of Mon stickers. So he
yeah.
so he decides that he needs to make some money. So he works for these Mon stickers, and he does like these like chores around the playground to help kids out to get monsters. But then he's like, this is just not enough way to make money. So he hires people to do the work that he was doing, and then he just starts this whole like empire, and he makes so many Mon stickers that he's just this like conglomerate. And it was funny because I was like, and this is on Disney, and Disney's trying to monopolize everything, and it's just like, it's kind of like the story of Disney.
Hey, I'm not making enough of this. I'm gonna hire some people to do it cheaper, and then bring in all the Mon stickers.
Yeah.
I don't.
It was brilliant. And then he became power hungry off of that episode. And then there was another episode where they made TJ principal for a day, and he became principal for a day, and he became this big dick.
What was the principal's name again?
Principal Prickly.
Yeah, Principal Prickly, voiced by Dabney Coleman.
It's his name was Petey Prickly.
Petey
I feel like
Prickly.
they call it. Yeah.
They do a lot of character development on that show. Like there's an episode where Principal Prickly has a brother who is also a principal of another school, and they show an episode where Miss Finster she babysits Spinelli for like a weekend, and it turns out Spinelli's grandmother and Finster were like best friends when they were younger.
That, you know what, I remember that, some of that stuff very vaguely. In fact, I think wasn't Principal Prickly's brother like slightly more successful at his school, or he at least tried to brag that he was? So they're like in kind of a dick measuring contest.
Yeah. There was a dick joke in there. His brother said, "Yeah, my flagpole is about 50 feet."
Wasn't there an episode where he gets hypnotized to be more like Detweiler?
Yes, it was a hypnotist that they hired for the school, and he tried to hypnotize Miss Finster, and with a pencil, and he dangled a pencil in front of Miss Finster's face. First, he asked Miss Finster, "How old are you?" And she goes, "None of your beeswax." And then he tries to hypnotize her, and then after the hypnosis, he goes, "How old are you?" And she goes, "I said none of your beeswax." But then Principal Prickly was on the side, and he got hypnotized, and he turned into a 6-year-old. And all the kids figured that out, and they tried to manipulate him into pretend that he was the principal.
I was correct. Andy Richter was in quintuplets.
Oh, thank you for showing me this. He gets my attention to show me this picture while you're talking, and I'm like, I have no idea who any of these people are.
I'm glad that that he's listening.
Yeah, not engaged at all. Jay, thank you for correcting us on Recess. I'm actually kind of ashamed that I got some of that stuff wrong, because I did really, really enjoy that show.
You know what I noticed about Recess, though? I noticed that there's some similarities to Big Mouth. Like if you take Miss Grokey and merge her with Gretchen, you get Missy. Like
that.
What's Big Mouth?
Big Mouth is a show by Nick Kroll on Netflix. It's literally it's like
I think my niece likes it.
You what?
I think my niece likes it. I think they were talking about Big Mouth, and I didn't realize that it was a cartoon. I thought they were just insulting each other.
No, it's a show. It's actually very funny. If you get like a half hour to watch it, the first couple episodes, it's hilarious. It's literally about Nick Kroll and his friends. They're going through puberty, and just kind of dealing with the angst and all that stuff that comes along with it, while dealing with everyday life. But yeah, but he's right. Like, the character of Missy is like super sweet, but also damn it, who was the other character you just mentioned, Jay?
Miss Grokey and Gretchen. They're emerging, and you get Missy. Missy's this like black nerd character.
Yeah.
And then I like, if you take Vince and Randall, and then you like hypersexualize him, you get Jay.
That's true. Yeah, Jay.
Now, this show, Big Mouth, a made for Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a Netflix original. Yeah.
How long has it been on?
It's on its fourth season now, Jay.
Third season.
I think it's third season, but it's super raunchy. It's a cartoon. It's animated. It's not made for kids at all. But its main cast of characters are kids.
Oh yeah, they animate penises and vaginas.
Yeah, yeah. They
Really?
talk. Yeah, and they talk and they have their own like
Then
personality.
I doubted that my niece likes that. I don't think they would allow her to see that. Then
Juan, how was your week?
No, I'm confused now because I thought I could have heard my niece talking about
You
it.
might have heard your niece on the slide talking to someone else that she was watching Big Mouth, and you just ratted her out.
Yeah, honestly, you never know. Like kids today are watching all sorts of things on Netflix.
It's true, and there's true. I mean,
And this is how the Momo scare happened 2 years ago.
what was the Momo scare? I don't remember that.
That was the creepy looking creature that appeared on like WhatsApp or YouTube, telling toddlers to do stuff like shave their head or
what's that?
WhatsApp,
WhatsApp. Yeah, that's what I said.
It's the
No, what is that? What's that?
it's the wet
WhatsApp.
it's the Wetnap app on the iPhone.
Oh, got it. So you just is an app where you get
What's up?
WhatsApp.
Yes. What's
What's
up? Hello.
app?
Oh, WhatsApp. Hey, are you still using WhatsApp?
What's that?
Yeah,
In fact, what
we use it for the show.
I know we use it for the show. Do you use it personally?
Yeah, I'm Mexican. I have relatives all over the world that uses it.
Do you know why I ask?
Why?
Well, there's a thing going on with WhatsApp. A lot of people are leaving it because they are changing their privacy. Their privacy.
Is this
settings.
the whole Elon Musk thing as well, where he's urging people to get out of there and join a different service that he recommends?
Yeah, because they're changing their privacy policy, basically to be able to serve you ads in Facebook based off your WhatsApp conversations, which are supposed to be encrypted end to end.
That's scary.
Yeah. And guys, can you educate me on this shit? Because I know when I download certain apps, I agree to grant access to microphones, cameras, etc., etc. So does that mean that certain apps are listening or spying on me, and that's why I get the Facebook adverbs? Or just do you think I somehow, or I know I typed it and forgot about it, and then I get shocked and go, shit, I was just thinking about this?
So to answer your first question, there are when you grant an app permission, that is usually when you grant an app permission to use your camera, your microphone, your Bluetooth, your Wi-Fi, whatever it's asking for, it is in the moment. So when you go into the app to use your camera, at least for the iPhone, you're only granting it permission while you're using that app. So theoretically, if you have a photo app and it asks for access to your photos, it's asking for access to your photos just in the time that it's using it, and every other time you use it moving forward.
See, that's what I thought. So do you think I've searched stuff and forget about it?
Now, so here's the thing. So Google, Facebook, Instagram, all those big conglomerate companies, they have. You remember cookies?
Yes.
Like website cookies, those live on your computer. So what Google's doing is basically selling your cookie data. There is no identifying information about Juan Ledesma other than likes and dislikes and habits, right? Mm-hmm. So, and what I mean by that is, you are like, I go to
so they won't know my demographic or shit like that. They'll just know that at some point I searched for swing sets.
Yeah,
or a next magic trick.
Exactly. Yes, and since that's your web browser, obviously they're like, well, obviously user blah 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 is searching for, his queries are up for in regarding to whatever. Now you have a Google account, I assume.
So that Google account that travels with me from computer from it's the information. Okay, so I get that. So what you're saying is at some point I did Google it and I just forgot about it.
Yeah, but between your phone, your laptop, like whatever mobile device you carry, you probably searched it.
I'm a big fan of Google Home and Alexa. They're always listening because they have to listen for the wake-up code. Mm-hmm. Or now Google Home is also an alarm system for me because I have the Google Home or the Nest Aware Plus or whatever the fuck it's called, and it's listening for the break of glass. So do you truly believe that they're not listening to my conversation?
It's funny you bring it up because Google, Apple, and Amazon all got into a little trouble about how they handle the audio files that come along with it. Now, Amazon and Google both.
Sorry about that, folks. My dog just decided to join the podcast and share the microphone with Sean.
Oh, hello, Charlie.
Well, hello there. Google, Amazon, and Apple all got into a little trouble about how they handle the voice recordings because they are recorded, sent to the cloud, and sent back. Amazon and Apple had real people listening to them. No contextual data, just to make sure that they're parsing out the right information. Now, Google had real people and a mix of computers listening to it to suss out keywords, to learn dialects and accents so that it would be able to better recognize audio. So the concern is that these come with metadata, right? That they come with metadata.
The metadata is the thing that keeps like the information of the data.
Yeah. So metadata is the reference data about you. So like your
photos have it, right?
Yeah, photos have it. So like your GPS location, the time and date you took it, and like.
I'm actually proud that I actually know about metadata because I had a stupid digital frame that kept on flipping the pictures upside down, and it all came down after research because of the metadata.
Yeah. Basically telling it it's supposed to be upside down.
Yeah.
So I mean, before we get even further off topic, but yeah, it's essentially, yes. So WhatsApp is in trouble because they're changing their privacy policy to say that they will share, they'll share their information with Facebook, which owns them anyway, mind you, which owns them anyway. It's probably to streamline their ad revenue, to be completely honest with you, and to make $1 billion in $2, not even a whole.
When it says it's encrypted end to end, what does that mean for the layman?
What that means is that imagine that you and I have keys to a lockbox, and we write each other notes in that lockbox. Well, if Jay finds that lockbox, he doesn't have keys to that lockbox, so he can't read the messages inside. And that's essentially what it means. I have a key, you have a key. WhatsApp, Facebook doesn't have that key.
But it seems like they do have a master key, and they've been lying to us all this time.
Well, every tech company has a master key.
I don't think they're lying to us. I think they want our information so they could sell us products.
Yeah. And Apple has famously even told the government, no, I'm not gonna hack this iPhone for you. And they could, but they will not because of privacy. And again, and the other piece of this is that they could have been like court ordered from the
if they're court ordered, they have to do it, don't they?
Yeah, from the government, but also court ordered not to say they had to do it. So it's a double-edged sword. I'm not trying to get into conspiracy theories.
I think
here.
we went through a rabbit hole right now.
But since we're talking about politics, let's turn this to less dark. Bernie, are you guys keeping up with Bernie Sanders and the Bernie meme?
I had to really get into it on that one because people just, like Sean likes to say, the meme culture, they really took it far, man.
You know, the thing is, and Jay, I didn't mean to cut you off, man, but the thing is that meme culture, like usually meme culture has a starting point. Like it has, like there's an action, then it causes a reaction. This was like, Bernie wasn't doing anything. He showed up, he sat down, he minded his own business.
You know, the internet's like a bunch of 8th graders, and they see something and they're just like, look at this is funny. And then they just turn it into so many different things. And like the Bernie meme was everywhere. He was on Game of Thrones. He was like on the Starship Enterprise.
Yeah, that was my favorite one.
He was on The Simpsons. I'm like, wow, the Bernie meme was just like taking over, so much so that I think the Twisted Tea company got a little
jealous.
Yeah, they're like, hey, do we need to smash another can into another racist face to get...
Seriously, I've seen in the last week since the inauguration, I've seen Bernie Sanders in a number of movies sitting down. He's been in Golden Girls. I
saw it in the Golden Girl poster shot, and then a Golden Girl episode.
Yeah, he's been a wrestler. He's been a wrestler.
Yeah.
He's been. I mean, Jesus Christ, he's been in so many things. He's been in a Where's Waldo.
I saw him in a Driving Miss Daisy one.
Yeah,
he was in the back, and Morgan Freeman was in the front.
he's. I've even seen some artist renditions like super quick. He's been drawn into comic book covers, like fully animated comic book covers. I find it very amazing.
Yeah, I saw him in a few anime. Like they drew him in that style of anime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think he even cares that he's
So,
become a meme?
You know what? Honestly, I think he was like going, where was this stuff in 2016? Because if this, like if he was this popular in 2016, I think he would have gotten a lot more votes.
So it's funny. Well, I've heard that exact thing. I was talking about this earlier today with someone else, and they were just like, he's probably a little upset that he looked so grumpy because he wished that it was the other way around. He was being sworn in as president. But the other piece is that he saw the popularity of this, and he actually had sweaters made, like Bernie himself. He had sweaters made, yeah. And he had the lady who made him the mittens. Those are homemade mittens. She's getting a ton of orders and she can't fill them. Obviously, she's like a little old lady. But he made sweaters. Those sweaters are sold out, and he donated those profits to charity.
Now, this became a meme not just because it's a high-end event and he's dressed like he's normally dressed, but
he wasn't doing anything.
No,
This became a meme because people had an opinion, and other people found that opinion funny. It was like the first one I saw was on Twitter, and it said Bernie is dressed like this is on his to-do list, but not his entire day.
Yes.
and after that, it was just a storm of Bernie memes that come in. Like he'd even taken over spots in other memes. So, like, have you ever seen the Change My Mind guy meme?
Oh, the Billy one, right?
The Billy one?
Isn't it Billy
on the street?
Billy on the street behind the Change My Mind?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that one, yes.
Yeah, so, like, he's even taken over other memes. So I find it hilarious that meme culture has taken it. Like, nothing happened, but they took it and ran with it.
But didn't they also talk smack that that's the same coat he wore on the campaign trail?
He's a frugal man.
Yeah.
I mean, I myself have 3 coats, and I wear them because that's all I have. I'm not going to go out and buy a new coat for every fashion season.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wear 6 shirts.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a frugal guy. It's just incredible. It's just incredible. And I think what's more incredible is that I think the best part is that it was like the nation coming together to kind of agree that we're going to have a good time now. So, it was good. It's good fun. It was good fun.
I mean, I don't think it matters with the situation. I think everyone is so down to make fun of something and they want the attention for it that they're just going to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder how many followers that one guy got on Twitter for saying doesn't look like Bernie's all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So help me understand meme culture. Is it just like, I just don't understand how something this simple can blow up. Like, is it one guy or girl, and then that person goes, "This is funny," post it, and then somebody goes, "Shit, that's funny, but did you try it like this? Did you try it like that?" Or is it like several people simultaneously having a similar idea and posting about it?
Well, everyone has access to a phone. Everyone has access to Photoshop. Everyone has an opinion on something. Everyone has like a funny line that they're like, they have a thought and they just want to throw it out there. So it's like everyone in the world is just like shoving their artwork or opinion or joke.
And Twitter is that dumpster fire, and and from the ashes rise some good ones. I mean, that's just the nature of it.
Has anybody put him on the Iron Throne yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck
yes. Yeah, man.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, he's on the Iron Throne. He's on. You see the Drake album Views?
Sure.
I know you haven't, but on that album cover, he's actually sitting in like Seattle on I want to say one of the skyscrapers. I can't remember the name of that damn Space Needle.
The Needle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's sitting on the edge of it. So obviously Bernie is sitting there because Drake is like the second ambassador of this generation.
Did you see the one where he's the Lincoln Memorial and Joe Biden is?
I have not. I have not.
So instead of Lincoln, it's Bernie Sanders sitting down and Joe Biden doing his his speech from in front of him.
But yeah, man, that's how that's what happens. It's just like Jay said. Someone has an idea, it gets in someone else's ear, and they go, I can add to it. It's like having a room. It's like having a room full of Juan Desmond trying to one up each other. That's exactly what it's like. Speaking of people trying to one up each other, did you guys see the news that there's a Harry Potter series in the works for HBO Max?
Yeah.
No, it's not a confirmed one.
No,
But then the conspiracy people are like, well, WB and the Rolling Estate aren't saying it's confirmed because they don't have anybody attached to it.
Listen, the second I saw this, my nerdwood went full staff, and I'm just waiting at this point. I was talking to Jay a little bit off air about this series, and I couldn't be more excited. Yes, it's basically vaporware right now. It could happen. It could never happen. Vaporware means something that's very hyped up, but hasn't really bared any fruit yet in the video game space. But I mean, imagine. And I asked Jay if he'd seen the show Sherlock. Have you seen the show Sherlock?
With Cumberbatch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
So imagine 7 series of like 4 episode, hour and a half, like mini movies to encompass each book of Harry Potter.
When I thought of the episode or the series of Harry Potter, I go, good. They could probably stick to the book and not cut out dumb tidbits from the book that I thought were cool. Like, what was it? The ghost birthday party.
The Death Day party.
Death Day party.
Yeah.
Like, that didn't make it to the movies. Peeves didn't make it to the movies. And Peeves was an important ghost character, wasn't he?
He was a prominent, I wouldn't say important.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well,
I think I would like it, but I don't want to get excited until I know it's confirmed.
Well, here's the thing. J.K. Rowling's not going to leave that much money on the table. She needs a brand new West Wing. And despite everything that's going on with her in the media right now.
No, I think her career is kind of ruined right now.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people are on board with J.K. Rowling's right now.
No.
Yeah.
In fact, Daniel Radcliffe, because they were talking about doing the Cursed Child movie, and Daniel Radcliffe has already expressed that he's probably not going to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you're trying to break my heart here, Anakin.
No, the thing is, it's one of those rumors that it's not confirmed. I'm pretty sure if they go, hey, Daniel, we have 2 barrels of money. Do you want to do it? No, I have my beliefs. Here's 4 barrels. You know what? She probably didn't mean it. She was misunderstood. I'll still do it.
You know, ironically enough, Daniel Cliff was on Hot Ones, the Hot Wing eating show on YouTube, and he talked a little bit about it. He didn't really go into detail, but basically it was like, I tried to go out there and say my piece to kind of defend her, and then she said something else, and he was just kind of like, I'm gonna back up now. I'm gonna back up and let her kind of dig her own hole.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you don't talk to God that way. You know?
No, but
whoa! Does that mean that wait, Juan, are you impregnated by J.K. Rowling?
I am having the chosen one.
But you're a man.
She put it in the butt bread.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, it makes so much sense now.
No, but yeah, I think her career might be slightly ruined right now.
Well, I mean, there's going to be hardcore fans that are just going to watch it anyway. But then there's going to be people that aren't going to watch it because of the controversy.
Here's the thing: like, people can argue that yes, J.K. Rowling said those horrible things, or she believes in her thoughts, but that Harry Potter doesn't really have a hint of that. In fact, everybody likes to toss, yeah, J.K. Rowling said that, but you have Aldous. You have Dumbledore. I can't pronounce this. Thank you. You have Dumbledore, who is a gay man. Even though in the books and in the movies, he doesn't come out straight and say, yes, I'm gay and I'm fabulous. But she wrote it in such a way where it was heavily hinted. And not until Fantastic Beasts do you realize this man was in love with Grindelwald.
Well, if we're going by the books, if we're gonna go into book lore, I mean, Fantastic Beasts was like a 15-page book about literally Fantastic Beasts, and what's happening right now is their own offshoot. I think. Yes, Professor McGonagall was his best girlfriend, and
he loved to knit.
Yeah, and he loved to knit, and he loved patterns, and he was in love with Grindelwald. I mean, it is what it is. I think her coming out to say that Dumbledore was gay like later after the books have been released, it didn't add value to it. So it was kind of pointless. So it's like,
well, it's one of those situations where people have to separate the art from the artist. Like who still listens to "I Believe I Can Fly" without feeling guilty? Like
yeah, or you want to be starting something? Or,
yeah, like
Thriller, or...
like you can't listen to like Bill Cosby's like old albums without like thinking about the stuff that he did. So it gets to a point where you're like, oh, how do I separate the art from the artist? And it's difficult. It's really difficult.
But.
Yeah.
Can you really separate the art from the artist when the artist puts so much of themselves into the art?
I think, and that's the argument, right? It's can you separate the Taliban from
Whoa.
I'm just saying, because like it's
let's put it back to Harry Potter. Like a lot of it was J.K. Rowling and her experience. Wasn't like the Dementors a symbol of her struggles with depression?
Sure. I mean,
am I misreading that? Didn't she even talk about it as well?
She could have. At this point, J.K. Rowling has said a lot of things. All I'm saying is that I can't wait for this Harry Potter series to come out. I listen.
Who would you have play Harry?
Right. If I had to choose right now, if it's not Daniel Radcliffe, then
it can't be Daniel Radcliffe.
Why not?
Because
why not?
He's not an 11-year-old boy anymore.
if I can see a 16-year-old Robert Downey Jr. and
they'll de-age him.
yeah. If I can, why can't I? If I can't see General Tarkin, who he that guy that played him passed away. He was full CGI. I'm just saying. If I had to choose right now. I can't even think of an actor who I think would be a good.
It would have to be a new up-and-coming kid.
Some guy who's gonna make his bread and butter, just like Daniel Radcliffe did off of Harry Potter. I have no clue.
Before we move on away from J.K. and the Harry Potter universe, I just want to say that you can tell sometimes she's full of shit because for years, everybody called Voldemort, and then she came out and said the T is silent, or Voldemort, and then she came out years after the books and said the T is silent, and you're like, where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah, I mean, tell that to your audiobook readers. I mean, it's
that's probably the nerdiest bit of trivia I've heard.
It is, and the other piece, and this is the last thing I'll mention about J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter, is that I think she's at the point now where like she's able to release just her own personal headcanon about stuff, like, and it's because it is from God, as Jay said, that it's just kind of that like you guys gotta go. She has a whole website just dedicated to her headcanon.
Pottermore, right?
Yeah, the Pottermore site. It's all headcanon. All that stuff is just stuff that she's like, you know what would be great? That one time that I thought about having this, and now she can just make it exist.
Didn't she release like 12 stories?
She did
1 year.
She did.
Continued on and filled shit around.
Yeah, she created an American school.
J.K. Rowling's may be our modern day Mark Twain.
Didn't she say she was done with Harry Potter and then try to release another book afterwards, and it didn't do that well?
She did it under a pseudonym.
Was that the detective book?
Yeah, it was, and I can't remember the name of it or her pseudonym.
Yeah.
But speaking of the future things that may or may not be, this is not even close to being about TV or movies like our normal topics are. It's more about technology. But folding phones now.
Fuck you.
Why? You don't even know what I'm gonna say.
Because I know your stance on folding phones. You've been hating on my phone ever since I got it. Fuck you. How does the crease not bug you? The crease this, the crease that. You know what? I've said it off air. I don't know how technology fully works, but I embrace it. And the moment that the folding phone was announced a couple years back, I have had a nerd boner in my pants every time I walk.
Good. You had Geekwood.
I had Geekwood. Or to quote someone that we knew, the moment I got my phone, I had a nerdgasm, and I was like, "Whoa." But the thing is, this is a step in the right direction. This is almost getting closer to the parchment phone technology type of thing that we saw in certain movies, where you just unroll it and you start tapping shit away, man.
But I mean, what are you gonna do with it? You know, like you don't even use all the features on your phone anyway. I mean, just because it folds, it's just an aesthetic. You know, it really like
I have a tablet in my pocket.
Yeah, but honestly, your phone is a tablet. You know, and then you have a tablet, and then you have a laptop. You know, like
I don't have a laptop.
Where does it end, though?
I know. Yeah, and I think to Jay's point. Now, what does the folding phone fill for you? Like what is it for anybody, really?
Listen, I am the Hispanic Kanye. You once said Kanye did shit just because he didn't have the money growing up. And now that he has he has money, he allows himself certain luxuries. I'm not saying I'm rich, but if I can afford a certain thing that I've always wanted as a kid, I would do it. Phone, good technology. That's something it's futuristic. I love futuristic things. The moment a fucking hoverboard comes out, or the moment the first flying car comes out, that's gonna be my goal. Like right now, I want a Tesla. The only reason I don't have a Tesla is because I can't afford it.
You have a consumer level proof of concept. That's what you have. If I'm being 100% honest with you.
What do you mean by that?
So some company said I wonder if we can make a folding phone, and they said the parts can do it, we can engineer it, we can make it happen, and I think we can make it sellable to people. Mm-hmm. So what you are holding is the proof of that concept. You're holding.
I'm not going to deny it.
You're the Eskimo. You're the Eskimo that buys ice cubes.
Yeah.
No, that is a dumb example. The fact of the matter is, yes, I am the sucker that they made it for. Yes, and I agree. I'm a sucker because do I need a folding phone? Probably not. Do I like it? Yes, because you've seen my eyesight. How many times have you criticized me that oh goddamn, how big do you need your text font? Now if something's too small, I open it up, Pam, I pow, I have a fucking tablet.
Well, maybe you need reading glasses
or LASIK.
I have bifocals already on my glasses, so fuck you guys.
You should
but
really look
the fact of the matter is, the concept is this, and this is what I embrace. It is the future in the making.
It's not.
No, it is.
It's not.
It is. And let me tell you why. Because we keep on pushing technology for better things, whether we need it or not. Google Home, did we need a HAL?
Wait, what?
HAL 2000
from
Space Odyssey. Do we need an AI running our home?
Well, that's a little different from the folding phone.
Yeah, I think you're conflating convenience with innovation.
No, but the folding phone itself is innovation.
It's not. It's a gimmick.
It's engineering. Yeah, it's a gimmick.
Okay.
It's something that.
If you're attacking me about the fucking gimmick, who did I stand in line with for a 3D phone? Where are 3D phones right now?
I fully admit.
In fact, the HTC was the only 3D phone release, correct?
It's true.
Yet folding phones, you have the Motorola Razr.
Hold on. Let me stop you right there because I'm going to tell you right now. You're standing here talking shit about standing in line, but for 3D stuff. But you, the lover of Nintendo, who buys all these things, did you or did you not have a 3DS?
No.
Why not?
Because I only buy the systems. I've only owned, I think, the one that folded, not the 3DS one.
I think they all fold, right? Don't they? It doesn't
matter.
But
the original
the
Game Boy.
DS.
The
DS.
Yeah, but
I think I had only the DS. I never really got into the portable ones.
I'll leave you alone with this. I don't think that folding phones are the future. I think that the technology behind folding phones, the ability to be able to instantly call a larger screen to your view whenever you need it, I think that's the future. But I think the folding piece of it, that is the piece of engineering that we have to live with right now. in order to get it. But that's not where it ends. Like,
Well,
that's not it.
I'm not saying that that's where it ends.
I don't think they're gonna change that. You know, I don't think that's the future at all. You know, like I think that they like having different size phones because they can sell more phones to the preference of the individual.
That's true. I mean, look, Jay. I mean, you look at Apple, who sold like one size of phone, and then and now look, they are basically they have like 7 different phones. They have.
I thought they had 3 different sizes.
They have 4 or 5 different size phones, depending. It's like they have the iPhone Mini, the iPhone 12, the iPhone 12 Pro, and 12 Pro Max, and all 4 of those come with different sizes. Now, if you dive back to phones that they still support, they have the iPhone SE, which is a different size, and the iPhone XR, which is then another size. So they're just trying to cover the market. It's about market share, man. It's about market share.
Isn't Apple trying to develop a foldable screen as well? In fact, don't they have patents on possible parchment technology?
Yes, but patents and development are 2 different things than releasing it so some person can buy it and have it.
You know what? You know, Apple at this point sells a logo.
It's true. It's true.
No, but I think that by creating the folding phone, it really does push technology.
How?
And it pushes other people to do it. In your time, did you really ever think that you would be able to take a screen and fold it?
I mean, not without breaking it, no.
No.
But I just mean, I understand your point, but I don't think that's the future. I don't think that's gonna be the real future. The place we're trying to get to where technology is invisible, right? Where like, I mean, when I think about the future of technology, I think about Iron Man. I think about when he's in. Yes, he's in his
Minority Report, man.
Yeah, Minority Report, Iron Man, in specific Iron Man 3, when he's in his lab. He's in his lab. He doesn't have to touch anything. He's able to speak out to Jarvis, and he's colloquial. He speaks to him. He's able to understand his request before he gets there. And none of that involves a screen. In fact, the screens that he have, they're all handheld size.
Mm-hmm.
None of them are like these huge fucking things that he makes bigger. You know, what about, and if you look at Westworld, have you seen? I don't think Juan's seen Westworld,
No,
but Jay, you seen Westworld?
Yeah.
In Westworld, they have developers. They have these tablets. They fold open, but they're not designed to be smaller phones. It's like, I have a tablet, I take it out of my coat pocket, I unravel it, I do my work on it, I put it back. So what you have is an intermediary device to what the future may never be. It's like, it's something that we have to engineer around so that we can get better ideas. Anyway.
Yeah, it's basically a ViewMaster.
So do you not think that this technology is pushing for enhancements to the technology, improvements to other technology?
No, it's a gimmick.
Yeah, I mean, it's an engineering trick. It's like something that LED screens, OLED screens have been able to do, and they're like, I think we can engineer something around it, but this isn't the end game.
I never said it was the end game, but
You did. You said it's the future.
I think
That's the end game, bro.
No, I think this is going to lead to better enhancements.
To the end game? You think it leads to the end game?
I don't know. I think it's a nice little feature, but I don't think it pushes anything really. You know, as far as like, does it make the phone faster? Does it, you know?
Actually, it is a faster phone, isn't it?
Yes, but not because it folds.
No, but I thought because of the processors inside to support the
screen switching.
Yes,
and continuity between.
Yes.
That's software development. You can design. There's been folding phones before that have been. I'll send you links.
No, I know that there was folding phones before, because I know they had before Samsung launched it here, before the first folding phone that was such a fiasco. They had already been running it in Korea.
Well, Samsung wasn't the first phone. No. They got Sherlock by a bunch of. I could talk about this all day, but I mean, the people listening.
What do you mean by saying they got Sherlock?
That means that someone else did it before them. What are you new to Earth?
I wouldn't think that Sherlock, saying the term Sherlock, would have meant that somebody did it before they did.
Well, do you know who Sherlock is?
Yes, I thought that they would have figured it out.
Sherlock typically had figured things out before everybody else, which why, okay, greatest detective in the world. He's basically Batman in England. Anyway, so Juan, we know where Juan stands on the future. him and 6 other people who have the Galaxy Fold 2, but pushing together, pushing to the future. So I wanted to talk to you guys about in this episode about movies that you guys have lied about seeing because of social pressure. You know, those movies exist. Personally, if you had asked me in the maybe 10 years ago if I'd ever seen the movie Akira, I would have been like, oh yeah, but the details are vague, so you're gonna have to remind me. It's one of those movies that if you're a sci-fi nerd like I am, it's like it's a staple of the nerd lexicon. So yeah,
Really?
I hadn't seen Akira up until like maybe 10 years ago, and I only watched it the one time and I fell asleep.
Well, I mean, Akira. I mean, it's interesting. Akira is very interesting, but it's not spectacular, you know. And the pacing for Akira isn't great, you know. So I mean, I can understand people who haven't watched Akira.
I don't know what Akira is.
Akira is this post-apocalyptic type of sci-fi anime that came out in the 80s. Before those types of movies came out, and this kind of like pushed a lot of that genre into the forefront, where like the sci-fi crazy sci-fi stuff was like prominent in like those types of anime, you know.
When did this come out?
This is 80s?
Yeah, 1984, 80, or 88. I don't know.
And it has been parodied. I mean, most recently that I can remember in recent memory by Rick and Morty. They had literally an episode where Morty kind of embodies some stuff that happens in Akira. But it's just like, you know. But yeah, Akira was one of those movies that I was like, if you would have asked me like 10 years ago if I'd seen it, I'd be like, yeah, I know, I've seen it. Yeah, you got to remind me though. How about you, Juan?
You know, I was talking to my wife about this because I have no shame in telling people I don't know or I haven't seen it or I don't understand the quote.
Yes, we know.
I don't. I've never lied about a movie. I will tell you this: Lord of the Rings. Went to see all 3 movies. Fell asleep through all 3 movies in the theater and never decided to see it again. And I haven't seen any of the Hobbit movies either. But I've never lied and said. In fact, I tell people honestly that I fell asleep through all 3 movies, and they're basically like ready to lynch me. Like, how are you a fucking nerd and not seen those movies? And to be honest,
no, those movies are long.
Yeah, they're long. And then I saw them when it was cool to go up to the midnight showing. Of shit. And this is a true midnight showing, folks, not a midnight showing at 7 p.m. the night before it was supposed to be released like they do nowadays. But I remember being tired from work, going and watching it, falling asleep, and coming out of the movie theater at like 3 o'clock in the morning going, yeah, that was a great movie. I fell asleep through it.
Yeah, I've never made it through a midnight showing without falling asleep either.
I did it with Star Wars. Loved them.
I was pretty good about midnight showings up until like I think 28, and then at that point it was
age 28 or a movie called 28.
No, until like age 28. And
I want to see 28.
Falling asleep. Yeah, and I just started falling asleep, and I was like, I'm never gonna waste my money again to stay up till midnight to watch a movie. I think it was either it might have been the movie. It might have been like Spider-Man 3 or like maybe Watchmen.
Dude, I fell asleep through Batman Begins.
God damn.
I was tired.
Yeah, it's
What about you, Jay? Is there a movie that you lied about watching?
I don't lie.
I don't lie. I tell the truth all the time.
Yeah, I don't lie. Like, people ask me all the time about The Godfather and Scarface. Have you seen those movies? I was like, no, I've never seen those movies. And they get mad at me for not watching those movies.
With those 2 movies, I will tell you this: I didn't watch them until my adult life. Like Scarface, it seems like it's one of those movies that if you're a young Hispanic boy, you had to watch Scarface. I will tell you this: when I worked at the theme park, I did have Scarface without seeing Scarface as one of my favorite movies, but not because I picked it on purpose, but because I forgot my name tag and I didn't want to pay for a name tag. and in the bin they had a Juan name tag with the movie Scarface.
Lucky you.
But I did see it maybe in my mid-20s, early 30s. And then Godfather, I saw for the first time and actually watched it maybe 4 or 5 years ago and actually enjoyed it.
I still haven't seen Godfather.
Yeah.
You know,
to this day.
I do get upset when there are people that are in their like 30s and on up and they haven't seen Star Wars, you know? Like
Julio Campos, motherfucker.
Jesus Christ.
No, he deserves to be cursed out because, A, he knows how much it pisses me off that he takes Star Trek and puts down, hey, this is the Star Wars, right? Or B, we're in the middle of a motherfucking pandemic. He has nothing but time to sit down and finally see the fucking movies. Now, I have spoken. Watch the fucking movies.
So here's the thing. I hadn't watched the Star Wars movies up until like I maybe in the last 10 years, and I am not a Star Wars fan at all.
How are we even friends?
And I disliked every last movie of the original like 6 movies. I didn't like any of them. The best part of those movies, the very best part, the only thing that got me through them was R2-D2 and C-3PO.
Yeah.
That's it. Together, those two are hilarious. Everything else, I didn't care for.
Well, I don't know. I love the first 3 Star Wars movies. Empire is probably my favorite, and I didn't really care too much for the prequels, but I am willing to go back and rewatch them to give it another chance. And as far as the sequels, I like the Force Awakens and The Last Jedi a lot. And I didn't mind the Rise of Skywalker, you know, like, but I mean, you have to be invested in that type of lore and fantasy to appreciate it.
The thing is that I love the idea of the Force. I love the idea of all the stuff that goes on in Star Wars. I just don't like the drama that comes along with it. There's a game called Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, which is basically a guy using the Force.
Didn't you love that game?
I love that game because it's about a guy using the Force like a battering ram. He's like, yeah, I could open this door.
Darth Vader's hidden apprentice.
Yeah, he's like
Star Killer.
Yeah, he's like, I could open this door with my hands, but no, I have the Force. So blow the goddamn thing off.
So why don't you care for the movies?
Because whenever I watch those movies, everyone's moving super slow. The other thing, and this is my last Star Wars rip, I promise, is that this ice eating motherfucker
Sorry.
is that my last rip about the Star Wars movie is that in the new trilogy, the
sequels,
the sequels is that this is my problem. If you haven't seen them, this is a spoiler. Is that how does it doesn't make sense in my mind, the power scaling. Here's a trained Sith, trained Jedi versus some nobody from a sand planet able to win in a hand-to-hand combat. It just doesn't make sense.
It's the power of the Force.
It's not the power of the Force. It's not the power of the Force. And because it didn't look like she was being puppeted by the Force at all. Or like in the first movie with Luke Skywalker in the
last movie, she had all the dead fucking Jedis behind her.
No.
Did you not hear her?
No.
Well, you know that if you look at it from a storytelling standpoint, it's the hero's journey. Like the original Star Wars is the hero's journey. Luke Skywalker goes on this journey. You know, at first he doesn't want to go on it, but then his aunt and uncle get burnt, and then he's forced into this journey and this adventure. And that's how you should look at the Star Wars. It's this journey that the hero goes on, you know?
Yeah, so like for me, if and this helps me segue into my next topic. If I could change the sequels to Star Wars and I would take that second movie and embellish on it even further.
Cut you, motherfucker. I'm gonna cut you.
Because what I really wanted was
the second movie of the sequels.
The sequels,
okay.
Where she meets up with Luke on that random ass planet, and he's like, "You should train me," but like he looks at her, he searches her feelings, and he's like, "You went into the dark side like it was nothing," and you know, and almost to say that like it didn't matter what side of the Force you were on. You just get to use all these badass powers, right?
You know,
like,
There's different powers with the dark side.
but I just mean, but
Like
Rey,
Force lightning.
I would have changed this so that Rey was like walking on both sides, bro. She gets Force lightning and fucking future whatever you get from being a Jedi and a Sith.
Well, here's my take on The Last Jedi. I honestly like The Last Jedi a lot, because The Last Jedi was going to take the characters in this really different direction where it wasn't exactly Star Wars, but it was going to take these characters and it was going to put them in these real situations where they had to face like inner demons and they had to confront things that you normally wouldn't see in a Star Wars movie. It was very complex, and I'm sad that in the Rise of Skywalker they just retconned a lot of those ideas.
That's because of fans. I have to say, Star Wars has the most difficult fans.
No,
you either really fucking love it or you really fucking hate it. And the Last Jedi was, like Jay said, taking it in a different direction. And then fans started getting pissed off because they're like, our God, J.J. Abrams did not intend for this shit to happen. Fuck you. We want J.J. back. And that's why he came back and essentially said, hey, everything that happened in Jedi, forget about it. This is what happened.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about Star Wars fans. Star Wars fans, Marvel fans, DC fans, it's hard to please them because they have this library of canon that they can go by. And and if you don't go by the most popular canon, they're not going to be pleased. They're not going to be pleased whether you follow it or you deviate from it. So it's hard to make those movies good.
It is difficult to fight headcanon. Everyone has their own version of what it should be. I just spoke my truth for me, and I had Juan over here giving me fucking dagger eyes. If he could have like burned my head off with fucking heat vision, he would have.
The fact of the matter is, I am protective over the Star Wars franchises. The prequels, I didn't care for them, and if I could change them, I would. But the fact of the matter is, it would only make me happy if I was a director and I said I'm going to remake these prequels. I would have the Star Wars fans, fucking lynch me.
You would ruin the memes.
Yeah, the only Star Wars property that's doing well right now is The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Because they are what they're doing is they're taking like unknown characters, but then they're adding like little bit of fan service.
Yeah.
But not too much where it feels like it's all fan service. But that's what makes it interesting. And to make like a good Star Wars or Marvel or DC, you have to walk that fine line of like fan service and story.
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys? There was a comedian that talked about how Harry Potter is essentially a ripoff of Star Wars.
I mean, I think everyone's trying to connect all kinds of stuff, but no, I didn't. But if you want to.
Well, it talks about the chosen one, Luke Skywalker, Harry Potter. Mm-hmm. It talks about how they were both raised by their shitty aunt and uncle, and then this guy with a beard comes and rescues them and teaches them the way of the Force, and then this other wiser guy finishes teaching them. So essentially, it's Hagrid, Kenobi, then Yoda, Dumbledore.
I'm gonna send you a YouTube link to this guy. It's called 24 Reasons, and he does videos about 24 reasons why these movies are the same. And he'll usually pair up movies that you would never think were the same, like Star Wars and Harry Potter. Mm-hmm. I'm sure he has one. That's probably where that guy got his joke from. Unless you are the comedian, in which case I would
no.
I want to hear this bit.
Yeah,
I saw it on Facebook in one of those videos 2 days ago, and I'm like, I never thought about this.
So to keep on subject, if I could pull another TV show or movie, but then for me a TV show out of the graveyard and change the ending, it would be Heroes. You guys ever watch Heroes?
Reborn or the original?
I would have said Reborn. I mean, Reborn is trash because Heroes was trash, but
no, Heroes was great.
No,
up until the end of season 1.
No, Heroes was great. Heroes had a great season 1. But then everything after that just sucked.
Thank you, Jay.
I
Thank
disagree. I disagree. I think we could have saved Heroes if the writer's strike didn't happen. So I would like to throw away everything after season 2.5 when they leave. When they leave Caitlyn in the future or the past, wherever the fuck they went, and if I could change,
to rewatch it.
What was that?
I need to rewatch it
Yeah.
because all I remember, and I remember Jay, you were into it as well with me. Sean, you were super into it with me. But
It's up my alley, man.
I got really pissed off when they stopped doing the superpower. Peter Petrelli. Peter Petrelli can have any superpower, and was it
Siler.
Siler can
I
have
should let you figure that one out.
can have any superpower. Because after like season 2, didn't they just kill off the fact that they could do any superpower?
Yeah, they talk about edging Geekwood up until it was like season 3 after the writer's strike. They had literally like the one fight everybody wanted to see in that show, Peter Petrelli versus Siler, and they had nerfed that fight. It was like they had cut to a keyhole look away of like I think Micah or someone looking through a keyhole watching the fight, but you did not get to see it. It was like the largest letdown ever. So it's just like if I could throw away all that stuff and get back to at the end of season 1 instead of like where Peter blows up Nathan. This is a spoiler alert, so if anyone hasn't seen this show,
there's no need for a spoiler alert.
I'm
That
just
show's
saying.
been out for how long?
Listen.
The comics have been out for how long? If you haven't fucking watched the show, that's your problem.
No,
God
that's
damn, dude.
It's your problem, Juan, for not being considerate of Jesus Christ. But at the end of season 1, Peter loses his memory, and I would not have him lose his memory. I would have him be lost in.
I forgot about him losing his memory.
And that's what ruined it because he ends up in Ireland. Like they literally put him the Haitian. That's was his name. Erases his memory, puts him in a shipping container, and sends him to Ireland. Right,
Sean, wasn't their original intention for Heroes was like every season would be a new cast of?
Yes, it was supposed to be an ensemble show with a different changing
kind of
cast.
like horror story.
American Horror Story. Yeah.
I wish they kind of did that.
Yeah, it's the first season was such lightning in a bottle, but I really, if they're gonna keep Peter Petrelli was basically like the Superman of their series. They had a chance to develop him and Siler, like the two sides same coin kind of thing. But it went on. Yeah, it'd be Heroes.
So let me ask you this question: do you think Heroes Reborn this is our shot to fix what we fucked up in the first one? But we were too stupid and still fucked it up.
No, I think Heroes Reborn was their attempt at bringing together another ensemble cast to do what they wanted to do originally, and it fell flat because they had waited. They waited too long. Yeah, it was too little, too late. Like it was. I was interested because I was like, oh, like maybe they'll fix it, but no, they didn't fix it. It was an interesting story.
Again, Tim King. Oh.
Tim Crane.
There you go.
Tim Crane.
No, I enjoyed Heroes and I tried to stay loyal to it, but
I watched it. I watched
the entire series, but my favorite one was definitely season 1, and after that it was garbage.
Best episode in that series is season 1 episode called 5 Years Gone. That's it.
I just like that future hero Nakamura was a badass.
Yeah, and that never got paid off either.
No.
So it's anyway. Yeah.
I also like that my favorite line that I still repeat from time to time nowadays is Hero's line of Nissan Versa.
Wait, what did he say?
Yeah, yeah.
You don't remember that?
I do remember it, but I don't know why that's your favorite line.
I don't know. It's stuck in because that was essentially on-screen advertisement.
Wait, I didn't understand what you said.
Nissan Versa. Remember the episode where Hero is trying to follow the comic to make sure the future happens the way it's supposed to, and he's having a meltdown at the car rental because he must rent the blue Nissan Versa. So he's in his broken English pointing at the comic going, Nissan Versa.
Yes. I mean, you remember Hero. He was basically like he was an animated. Nissan Versa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
it was NBC and Nissan's close relationship that helped that happen.
Yeah, so I think when I went car shopping for the dad van, I kept on saying Nissan Versa.
I drove a Nissan Versa for a very long time.
Yeah.
Well, for like 2 years.
You know, speaking of shows that I would like to have corrected, or at least have an ending that it never did, fucking the Sarah Connor Chronicles, man. It lasted 2 seasons. It ended with a cliffhanger where John Connor travels to the future and Kyle Reese is there to essentially be like, who the fuck are you? And that's how it ended. And that was one of those, when I discovered that it ended, I did mad research to see if they continued it on in comic form like they did with Buffy the Vampire Slayer or Dexter, but they didn't, and that was one of those.
You know, I had watched the Sarah Connor Chronicles, and didn't really care for much of it until that last episode, and then I was like, oh, this got interesting, and then they canceled the show, and I was like, oh, that sucks, you know, because
yeah, canceled.
Yeah, I was really disappointed, you know, but oh well.
You know, this is how stupid I am, but I never realized that Cersei Lannister was Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you really paid attention to Game of Thrones, but that's okay.
I did. I got into Game of Thrones late, but I got into it. I fought it for how long? Speaking of Game of Thrones, would you have changed the ending of Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I absolutely would have changed the ending of Game of Thrones, but I'm a book reader or listener, whatever.
Yeah, but he hasn't even read.
Well, he's released excerpts of like the.
Has he?
Yeah, there's a few out there. There's like read from the position of Sansa or Bran and stuff like that. There's stuff out there, but I mean, it doesn't matter how bad I felt the show ended. I mean, it ended. But so in my mind, I go, well, it just means that whatever they had planned for the book,
it better be better.
It should be better because what I do know about the show is that George R.R. Martin.
George R.R.
Yeah,
Martin.
yeah. George.
And you think I'm the one that fucks up everything.
Is that he did give them some plot points that he hadn't yet released in the book, like Jon Snow and I can't think of the other two now off the top of my head, but he gave them plot points that they kind of had to
Jon
work
Snow
around.
coming back to life.
Was that one of them?
Yeah, I think Jon Snow. This is the story that I know regarding Jon Snow. The only way that he gave the showrunners permission to do the show is he's like, hey, listen, motherfuckers, if you can tell me who Jon Snow's mother is, you guys can do the show. And they told him. But my understanding is he did say in an interview that Jon Snow does come back in the books.
So for me, like, yeah, I would love to have changed the ending of Game of Thrones, but I've kind of accepted it as, you know what, it is what it is. I know that at some point in the book it's going to get better. So like whenever that comes out, I'll have to live with it.
Now, do you think, and this is just me playing devil's advocate, do you think that George R.R. Martin told the showrunners, this is how I intended to end it, this is exactly how it's going to go, and then after the backlash of how it ended, he's going to go, fuck them, I never told them that, and then goes back and rewrites the book?
Honestly, I don't think so. I think HBO had kind of like felt, because I think by the time the HBO Game of Thrones had ended, the budget for that show had inflated so much that they were like,
But it was a big money maker for them.
It was a big money maker, but not as much as like the first couple seasons, right? Because they were spending a little bit and making a lot, and now it was like, their turnaround, their dime wasn't. They were putting out more and not making as much. So I get the feeling that HBO kind of wanted it to be over, and I get the feeling that so did everybody else attached. I think even one of the Star Wars guys was attached to Game of Thrones, wasn't he? And he left.
The Game of Thrones showrunners were going to do a Star Wars movie, and then I think after the fuck up of the series finale, the Star Wars fans petitioned to have them removed, and I think they did.
Yeah, I think I had heard that George R.R. Martin wanted Game of Thrones to be like 10 or 12 seasons, like The Walking Dead.
George R.R. Martin also admired Breaking Bad because he said that he always wanted to create a character just like Walter White. And
I mean, he could have. In fact, he's if anything, he's done the reverse. He's created one in Jamie Lannister. Like if Jamie Lannister follows his book storyline all the way through to like the show. Well, not like the show, but I mean, like he's basically
redeems himself.
Yeah, he had Walter White, who then gets back to he has. Damn it,
He has a reverse Walter White, like you said.
Yeah. What was his name in the show?
Jamie Lannister?
No, his drug lord name. What was his name?
Heisenberg.
Heisenberg. Jamie starts out as Heisenberg and he ends up as Walter White, at the end of the show. Yeah.
Well, what about fucking Greyjoy?
Oh, Theon. Well, the thing is,
he started off as the dick and then redeems himself.
And then he has no dick.
Yeah, he can't come back from that. Sorry. The thing is that in the book he doesn't really have a redemption storyline per se. Like he's stuck in a castle, scared as all get out. You know, just like Sansa.
Yeah, I felt like a lot of the characters, they kind of hit a wall, and they just couldn't write past that.
Yeah. Jay, how about you, man? Any graveyard movies or TV shows?
You know, I put down Game of Thrones. I also put down Lost. But if I had to change the ending of a TV show, it'd probably be Dexter.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Even if it continued in comics, I agree with you. So
yeah, because
let's see how they do it in the Rebirth one.
I honestly don't want to watch the Rebirth because of how bad the ending was. You know,
I'm on. God damn it, Jay! I'm on the same boat, man. I don't need that closure. It's you already scarred me once. I don't need you to open the wound again.
Yeah, I mean the last couple seasons of Dexter were like up and down, you know, and then to end it on that, it was just like, oh God.
Yeah, it's for me. It's everything after the Trinity Killer, man. Lumen and even Hannah McKay and
Hannah McKay.
Hannah, his all serial killer girlfriend.
Yeah.
After Deborah? Nope.
Deborah's
Rita.
Rita dies. After Rita dies.
Lilith or Lily. No, it's not Hannah.
Yeah.
You're talking about the one that was a sponsor.
That was Hannah McKay. Hannah was like a serial killer. She killed with poison instead of like cutting people up. And that became like his Catwoman, kind of foil almost to Dexter. So he was like, oh, I'm not gonna get involved with her, and then he was banging her like in the next season.
Yeah.
You know, Juan, for someone who really loved this show,
I started rewatching it, and then fucking Netflix pulled it from Netflix. So I told you I was reading the book or listening to the book, and then watching it, and I got past the rehab one. I got to the Jimmy Smith's killer, but then Netflix pulled it, and it pissed me off. I think I got to back to Lumen, and I forgot.
Yeah, it's okay. You're better off not watching Lumen. That was Jesus Christ.
I know.
Man.
I didn't hate Lumen completely.
I did. Maybe it's Julia Stiles. I don't know.
If I remember correctly, I thought you hated Rita.
I probably did hate Rita.
You hated her because of how much of a naggy wife she had become towards Dexter.
Well, I mean, she had every right to be naggy. He had so many secrets.
He did.
It's true.
See, I don't think. Now, I haven't finished the Dexter books. I think I've only done the first one. Does the Dexter books end in the same way, or?
No, they actually, you know what? They end. So there's a point in the Dexter books where they become very outlandish, like the show, where you know there's a point in every season of Dexter, especially when you get in the Lumen seasons, where the entire season in Dexter's life is just unraveled. Right, it's like you're like, how is he gonna come back from this? I don't understand. And then one thing happens. A Deus Ex Machina comes out of the sky, and his life literally folds back together like nothing had happened.
So how does the books end?
So the last book is called Dexter's Dead, and he is killed.
Oh, he's actually killed?
Yeah, he's in a coffin and he's killed.
That's how he should end.
Yeah.
So now, the creator of Dexter he was a producer on the show, right?
I think he had some creative rights.
Yeah, he had some consulting rights.
Yeah,
right?
but I think if you look at the credits, the show is based off the first two books, like Darkly Dreaming Dexter
Yeah.
and Dearly Depart, something like that. Whatever. He's just Jeff Lindsay likes alliteration.
Yeah. So Lumen in the books,
No.
Trinity Killer.
They have like something like that in the book, but not necessarily a Trinity Killer.
Does Rita die in the books?
No, he in the books he goes his two kids Rita's two kids Cody and Aster, they because they had such an abusive father, he's like training them to live by Harry's code, because he finds them like mutilating animals. He's like, hey, you're gonna get caught and get everybody in trouble, so let me fucking take you under my wing and show you how this is done. And Dexter is dead.
Does he have Harry in the books?
He does, but his
son Harry.
No.
Oh.
Not that I can remember, but I think he has a little kid, but I can't remember all this stuff. But I do remember that at the end of the books, they start filming a movie in Hollywood, and a real killer is on set, and Dexter's trying to hunt them down. That killer finds Dexter and he kills him. He's kind of like, well, I've come to my end now. So
that's how it ends. He
Yeah.
gets killed by another serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
Not even by a cop.
Yeah, there's another serial killer, as he should be, as he should.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
He's a bad
and-
person.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I think I'm actually gonna start hating Dexter now and complain about the ending like you two fucks.
Well, the thing is that again, like in the books, his life completely, like, there's the first 3 books are really, really good, but then
Isn't the third book more about the Dark Passenger?
the 4th book, it's about like the Dark Passenger, and just kind of like that, it explores that third person of himself a little bit more.
See, I didn't realize that in the TV show, the Dark Passenger was essentially Harry's the scenes that he had with Harry.
Mm-hmm.
And because in the book, essentially the Dark Passenger is just a dark entity, right?
It's like it's a sense, it's a feeling,
He calls it his lizard brain.
yeah, it's the primitive version of himself, you know, and it's able to recognize other people of the same nature. It's like, you know, you get that vibe off people, and that's his deal. So, like, you know, and you know this from reading the book, is that he gets that about one of his coworkers, Vince. You know,
But they don't elaborate that in the show.
in the show, because he's not there for that, and he gets it off of the other guy chasing him, Sergeant Dokes. Surprise, motherfucker! That
Surprise, motherfucker.
But Dokes doesn't die in the book, correct?
Oh no, he gets fucking mutilated, bro. He gets Theoned in the books. He
Oh,
gets
man.
Theoned.
Yeah, but the one that does die in the book, and I was surprised that they didn't follow that, is LaGuerta.
And I can't remember that stuff. It's been so long since I've gone through those books, man. I may go through them again. I have a long enough drive.
Yeah, that's what you said last time when I brought up.
Yeah, but I guess whenever I talk about it, I always get excited about it. But I'm like, man. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm waiting to get a 3rd credit so I could just download all the Dexter books, and
There's like 7 books, 8 or 9
I
books.
thought it was 4.
No, there's a bunch. No, there's a lot of books. There's like 7 or 8 of them. That's mostly why I kept up, because they kept releasing books. That was the only reason. If he didn't release any more books, I would have stopped.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. There's after the Dearly Departed Dexter, Dearly Devoted. There's a bunch of them. They all have alliteration in the title. Any other shows you guys would bring back from the grave?
Life.
Life. What's
You ever-
life?
So I think the actor's name is Damian Lewis. He plays a detective, Charlie Cruz, that was wrongfully imprisoned for life. Received a life sentence for allegedly killing somebody. While he's in prison, they discover that he's innocent, so they release him and they pay him an obscene amount of money. And when he's released, he decides to go back to being a detective, but he's like a Zen type of detective. Plus, he also enjoys life a little bit better now because of his time in prison. So he learned to appreciate shit like fruit, and he has like an odd fascination with the taste of fruit and everything.
How long was he in prison?
Don't know, a couple years.
So he lost his appreciation for fruit in like a year.
Well, how many times have you been in prison?
Never, but
And
I
then
just mean.
shut the fuck up. You don't know what happens in there, man.
Well, how many times have you been to prison?
I can't discuss open cases.
all of a sudden.
It's probably all those kidnapping situations.
It's true.
No,
It's true.
but that show, ironically, I got into it around the same time I got into the Sarah Connor Chronicles, and it ended in season 2, and then I started watching Sarah Connor, or vice versa. I watched Sarah Connor, got pissed off that it ended. Started watching live, got pissed off that it ended, and they both end in a cliffhanger. In life, Detective Charlie Cruz ends up headbutting and killing this Russian mobster because they were after his partner in that show.
So I mean, other than so what would you change?
I would like it to continue. I
Oh,
would like,
I mean,
I would like it to. I would like it to continue. Expand more on the love interest with his partner. I would like to see what happens for him killing one of the main Russian mobsters. Which the funny thing is that main Russian mobster is also one of the Terminators in the Sarah Connor Chronicles, along with the girl from
Wait, the actor?
Yeah, the actor. He was the bad Terminator in the Sarah Connor.
I thought a character from another show was a Terminator.
yeah. When he explained it earlier off air, I was like, "What are you talking about?" Oh man. So I have one more show that I would bring back, and I know that neither one of you have seen it because it's a stupid CW like sci-fi drama. It's called The Tomorrow People.
You're right. We haven't seen it.
I know, but it's about these kids with a bunch of crazy powers. They can teleport, stop time, telekinesis. They're basically like crazy powerful. Now they canceled this show, and they canceled on the cliffhanger. So if I could just go back and like rewrite this show, I would have them end it so that it completed the arc, because they're looking for this guy's dad, and his dad is like he's the progenitor of like these superpowered tomorrow people. They're the next evolution of humans, and they ended it so that you remember Jacob from Lost?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was the main bad guy, so that when you exit the show, Jacob from Lost had like showed up and was like, he took the second antagonist and was like, we're gonna find this guy before the other guys do, and it was just like, and if they had a second season, it would have been fine.
Doesn't Jacob from Lost play a lot of bad guys?
He
Wasn't
does.
he the devil in
He does
in fucking Supernatural?
Yes, this show was out during the time that guy was very popular. So the same time he was in Dexter, he was in this show. I was like, can't
that's
get
right.
away.
He was Rita's husband. Yes.
Yeah. So that's my. I'm done. I got nothing else. I got Jay. You got anything?
No.
Juan, I feel like you could just you want to bring back all types of episodes.
Listen, there's shows that ended abruptly that I would like to see completed. Another perfect example: Married with Children.
Oh,
They
why?
never got it.
Why?
Huh? They never got a series finale. The way they wanted it ended was, I think, them winning the lotto. I can't remember, but they never got a series finale.
Well, Married with Children is a show that went on way longer than it should have.
Yeah, they had like 7. They had a kid named 7 on that show.
No, that the kid named 7 or 11 or whatever he was, he disappeared. So they actually, in one of those where they break down episodes.
I think you just proved Jay's point.
No, but
that show was on too long.
No, it was, but 7 had rated so low with audiences that one time he just goes upstairs to the Bundy's second floor and never comes back, and nobody ever questions it.
Well, I mean, it's that Brady situation. Cousin, I don't know, whatever. They bring in a new character to try to boost ratings, and that's where the show kind of jumps the shark. It's like it should have ended.
Married with Children. It should have. I watched Married with Children every once in a while. I don't know if you guys remember the shoes, the Vibram 5-finger shoes. You guys remember those shoes?
Didn't you buy the actual shoes?
They are more lovingly called the feet shoes.
Oh,
When I got those shoes. When I got those shoes, one of these guys at work, they sent me the Al Bundy golden shoes sent from God, because that was
Whatever happened to those shoes?
I still have them. Do
they still fit?
They do. Why wouldn't they fit?
Don't know.
I'm a grown ass man. My feet aren't getting any bigger, any smaller.
I lost weight. I went from a size 15, and I could probably fit to a 3.5 now. I mean, 3.5, 13.5.
God damn, dude.
Yeah, I didn't realize your feet shrunk when you lost weight, but it makes sense because your feet aren't as fat as they used to be.
Maybe you don't have gout anymore.
That's also true. That's also true. Juan, you have any more graveyard TV shows or movies, or are you done?
Yeah, I'm fucking done. Thank you for listening, everybody. If you can't get enough of us, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at INCYCSHOW. And you can even send us an email with your suggestions or comments about the show at INCYCShow@gmail.com. Also, if you haven't done so, don't forget to like and subscribe in any of the podcast platforms that you listen to us. We also have merchandise, and I'm not going to say we have more coming.
We have one merch.
Because we've been saying that for a season and a half now.
We have
but
a
we do
shirt.
have shirts available. So get
merch.
your very own INCYC shirt. I'm not crying, you're crying shirt. The link is in our show notes. If you buy shirts, we promise you we will have more.
We'll have 2 merches.
merchandise available. Everybody, thanks for listening.
Good night.
Later, guys.
Good night. Bye.
The following scene is based on the movie The Exorcism of Emily Rose, from the scene in the barn where Father Moore tries to exorcise a demon from Emily Rose. This is told from the perspective of 2 brave horses that resided inside that barn. You're probably asking yourself, why would we create this scene? And the reason being is, fuck you. That's why. Enjoy the following reenactment. Take it away, Sean.
2 horses? No. 2 motherfucking black stallions, Jay and Sean. Sean with a chiseled horse jaw and muscles that would make Captain America go, damn. And Jay, the most exotic of all horses, bred from the father of a black thoroughbred and the mother of an Asian unicorn. Jay's mane was as flowing as the rivers run
Yeah,
wild.
Sean.
With the
Sean.
strength.
Just get on with the story, man.
Yeah, but I haven't told them how big their dicks were yet.
Just get on with the story, man.
Okay.
Just get on with the story.
Okay, fine. 2 horses, Jay and Sean, chilling in the barn, getting ready to end another boring day at the Emily Rose barn.
Hey, Sean. Sean, hello. Sean.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Hey, you sleeping yet?
No, I can't sleep.
Yeah, me neither. Hey, I saw Emily Rose came back home.
Yeah, I saw.
I like her. You know, she gave me an apple, and she combed my mane for a really long time. My mane is super soft now. It's amazeballs.
Juan, another horse in the barn, chimes in.
Yeah, she gave me a carrot once, and
Did she shove it up your ass?
Hey, you know what? Fuck you.
Hey, guys, the point is, Emily Rose is super cool, and I'm glad she's back.
Yeah, I agree. She is super cool.
Yeah, still, fuck you.
Suddenly, the horse's conversation was interrupted by Emily Rose bursting through the barn door, not looking like herself. She stands in the middle of the barn, and she's growling and speaking in some undefined language.
Pikachu! Pika!
Oh my god, it's Emily Rose. Hi, Emily Rose.
Dude, she can't hear you. We're horses.
Oh yeah, right.
At that moment, a priest hastily enters the barn, chasing Emily Rose in there.
Tell me your name, demon.
We are the ones that dwell within.
Tell me who you are. In the name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Dude, Sean, what is going on?
I don't know, but Emily Rose is acting strange.
You think the cows got to her?
The cows?
Yeah, she might have that mad cow disease.
Really?
I thought it was funny.
Oh, we didn't think it was very funny. Mad cow disease is very serious and deadly.
Fuck you, cows.
Father Moore continues his exorcism.
Be gone, devil, and leave this girl. You are not welcome here.
We are the embodiment of all evil. Hitler, Stalin, Carol Baskin. We are Satan.
Did she just say Carol Baskin?
Dude, yeah, fucking Carol Baskin.
Yeah, fucking Carol Baskin.
I love Tiger King.
Leave this girl's body in el nombre del Padre, el Hijo y el Espíritu Santo.
You will die, holy man, along with every creature in this barn, starting with those stallions.
Wait, what the fuck?
Wait, did she mean us?
Dude, we're the only stallions in here.
What about Juan?
No. Juan's no stallion.
Hey, I'm a stallion.
Yeah, Juan's a stallion. Kill him.
Fuck.
Emily Rose grabs Juan and snaps his neck and leaves him for dead. We hear the death throes of Juan.
Oh my God, I didn't think she was going to do it.
Sean.
Yes, Juan?
Sean. Emily Rose did put that carrot in my ass. But when you were asleep, I put that carrot in your mouth.
Juan dies dramatically.
Die, creatures.
Emily Rose turns her gaze to the two remaining horses.
Dude, what the hell? I'm getting the F out of here, man.
Yeah, dude, me too. Let's go. Jay and Sean burst out of the stable and gallop away.
Sean, what the F? Dude, son of a B. That was insane.
Yeah, man, I have no idea what happened in there. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm just a little shaky right now. I need a minute. They killed Juan.
Dude, are you crying?
I'm not crying. You're crying.